Okay. Hey y'all, what's up, y'all? How you doing on this good Thursday? Okay, here it is. Hello, happy Thursday. Hey, what's up, y'all? Before I get into this read, I need to make myself very clear. Okay, this may come off as very, harm or not harm, brash or abrasive, but I need for people to understand where my boundaries are when it comes to me assisting others before I get into this read, okay? So, first off, happy Thursday to you. Secondly, do not at any point in time trauma bond with me. Do not, do not, do not. That is the quickest way to get blocked from my space, my energy, and all my channels, okay? And the reason why I'm saying that here is because I come on here as much as I can, more so daily, and I give gems every day surrounding how to heal yourself, how to shift the situation or the perspective in a very positive way, and to think that some, not all of you guys, but for the ones specifically that feel that they have permission, that you can just trauma bond or dump all of your traumas into my inbox here, don't do that. I'm telling you right now, don't do that. If you want help or you want assistance, you can sit through the lives every day, or you can go back through all my many different lives that I have been given. Every live that I have created and curated to place onto my channels have some form of a valuable gem. You can't say that when you sit here that you don't learn anything from me, if that makes sense. The only reason why you may not learn anything from me is because maybe you're not ready to learn, and that's okay. But do not come in my inbox, don't email me, and don't push your traumas on me without my permission. Okay, you don't know what I got going on. You don't know the things that I have to do in the background while I'm living life. I still have to live life as well too. Okay, so I'm just going to make that very, very, very clear. It may sound very mean, harsh. Okay, it is what it is. It's going to trigger the ones that is doing it towards me. I don't like that. I have strong boundaries surrounding that. If you want to learn from me, you can sit here and you can digest all the gems that I give to you. Or if that's not enough for you, well, then you can go ahead and book a private one-on-one consultation. Okay? All right, since we got that out the way, don't forget to grab your book here. All right, it's called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. Okay. It is readily available for purchase on Amazon. Okay, this book was created by me, for me, and others. Okay, here, and it's to help you to heal from the narcissistic abuse that you may have experienced. Okay, so again, this book is readily available for purchase on Amazon. So when you are ready, hit that link, or also just type in the name here, and you'll see it pull up here. And yeah, do what it do. Okay. Secondly, the podcast. The submissions for the podcast is temporarily closed. Okay, I have a lot of, again, entries, and the first podcast video will be posted sometime next week. So I'm already starting the recording process this weekend. Okay, so if you haven't got a response back, again, please be patient. I do everything by myself. I'm a Jill of all trades. Just give me some time and I'm gonna get to you. Okay. All right, so yet again, let me just repeat myself. Please, at any time, do not trauma dump on me. Okay, I am an empath and I feel everything, and I can't help everyone. I can't. That's just how it is. I can't help everyone. If I could, I would. I just can't, and I have to protect my mental space, my mental health, so that way I can still show up here in the best form of me. Okay, so. I love you guys, but that's my boundaries. And I'm very, very clear and direct when it comes to my boundaries. All right. So let's get into this read here. Channel message here is they are empty and inefficient. So I'm going to be breaking this down from a psychological aspect today. All right. So in my meditative state, I saw someone more so laying on the floor. Okay. And when they were laying on the floor, there was no vegetation around them. So they was just like on a concrete, cold floor, but there was nothing growing around them, if that makes sense. And they constantly were like attempting to like cry, but every time they would cry, there were no tears that were coming out of their eyes here. So when I was in my meditative state, it showed me that this person is like kind of giving up on, you know, their evil doings or the evil tendencies that they love to partake in or they love to play with here. Okay. So since you're not giving them the energy to continue to partake in their foolishness here, they feel very exhausted. They feel very inefficient and they feel very empty here. Okay. So, I also realized in my meditative state here, this is what I've heard. I heard they need hate to thrive and love to destroy others. And I'm going to break that down. These narcissistic individuals out here really, 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 they depend on hate from others to thrive. So they're able to get a group of gossipers to come together, to congregate together, and to project and to, you know, hit people with hate here. This is where they feel the strongest here. But when it comes to love, it's like a love-hate connection or a love-hate relationship here, right? But when it comes to love here, the ones that do love them or the ones that do give love to them, they feel like that it's not enough. So what they do is they then start to try to break that person down who's in a very loving space or loving spirit or generous or whatever, however, which will mean you here, collective here. And they will do everything possible to more so take or siphon or start to chip away at the love that you have for self and for others around you here. So it's like a love-hate relationship. They hate the fact that you love yourself. They hate the fact that you can give love to them because they don't know how to reciprocate that back to you. Your love is a form of a foreign substance or is very foreign in nature or more so language as well too. So since they're not able to understand or decipher the love that you're giving to them as authentic here, they deem it as inauthentic and they feel like that this is the reason why that they should destroy the love that you are giving towards them here. And love can be spun in many different ways. Of course, we all love, you know, we all love in different ways. So you're going to have to take that how that resonates here. Okay. But they need hate to thrive. They need other people to get on board their little school bus here to feel powerful. Well, you hate them too? Yeah, yeah. And you hate them too? Okay, well, let's all get together. We all can hate them. And they feel the strongest. They feel so powerful. If that makes sense, to continue on with their foolishness here. And then once they see you by yourself, or you're doing your own thing here and you're in this space or in this bubble of love here, again, it looks very foreign to them and they feel like it's because it's triggering them because you're so foreign. Your love is so foreign. They've never experienced it. They never witnessed it before. But now they feel like, again, it's in their duty to come towards you to destroy the love that you have for self and other people here, okay? So hate as fuel will be considered the narcissistic supply. So they thrive on hate because it validates their distorted sense of importance. Negative attention feels like proof that they exist and matter, right? And even if it's destructive. So they don't matter what they got to do as long as it's very hateful in their heart because that's how they operate. They operate from hate. So that's what they're going to project. If that makes sense, that's where they're going to, that's their intention or that's where their, that's where their intentions come from, if that makes sense. So the more you react in anger, the more they feel in control. So again, it's a love-hate thing. You can't have one without the other. You need both. That's just how the world works. Hey, okay? So the more you react in the things that they say about you, no matter if it's true or not, they know it's not true, which is why they're trying to get that reaction out of you because yet again, it makes them feel very powerful, okay? So if they say, you ain't and you ain't and you ain't, and you'll be like, I'm not this and I'm not that and you don't know and you're young, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they feel like they have a big S on their chest. It's like, yeah, I told you I get this person out of character. See, they believe my lies. You see what I mean? So you are supplying them. You're no longer in that space of feeling love or feeling lovable. Now you're in a space where now you're starting to grow like detest or despise or, anger and things of that nature here. And while you are projecting that, think of it as energy, okay? You're in a space of love and someone comes along with this hateful point of view or perception here. Your love and their hate. and they see that you're nothing but love, and they're coming towards you. Yeah, 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 yeah. They want you to mirror how they're feeling here. So in some cases, it happens when you may, you may slip up. We're human. It happens here. And when you do slip up and you give them exactly what they're trying to give back to you here, now all that energy that were in reserve at one point in time for you here, now you're expending it onto them, and now it makes them metastasize or grow stronger or feel more powerful because they were able to knock you off your square, they were able to get a rise out of you, etc here. So that's a narcissistic supply, which is more so hate as fuel. They hate that you love. You love yourself. You have love for others, or whatever the case may be. They prefer if you are living how they're living here. Okay. The next one is love as a weapon, which we'll consider to be trauma bonding. Okay. So their love is twisted into a tool for domination. This is where toxic love plays a part in here. Again, love can't be toxic, but just using it for depiction purposes in this way here. So they twist the love or toxic love into a tool for domination. By giving affection and then withdrawing or pulling it away, they condition you or other people to approve, or to they condition you to chase them as a form of approval. Okay. The push and pull keeps people trapped in cycles of guilt, confusion, and dependency. Okay. When it comes to love, love cannot thrive in guilt. It cannot. Love cannot thrive in confusion. It cannot. And love cannot thrive in dependency as well too. Yes. Oh, it just can't. Okay. I'll put it this way. I'll use the sun and the plants as an example, as an analogy again. Yes, the plants need a few things to ensure that it's able to grow to its best, to its abilities, but it still needs to stand on its own, to be dependent on its own to ensure that it grows. It needs the sun, it needs water, and it needs patience or time. And if you're able to give those things consistently towards that plant or that plant bed or whatever the case may be, now the plant has to become dependent on itself or independent of self, to where, yes, it got the things that it needed, all of the resources that it needed to thrive. Now it's able to thrive in its own space, its own environment, because it's independent of self. Hopefully that makes sense. Again, love cannot thrive in guilt. It cannot, because if you're consistently feeling that you're guilty and you didn't do anything wrong, well, then you're going to start to resent yourself. You're going to start to feel, well, maybe I don't love myself. Maybe love is not the way. Maybe love is not the answer. Maybe I should hate other people, because other people hate me. You know what I mean? So this is how they try to get you to flip the script in regards to who you're not. And you're not hate, you're love, if that makes sense. Next one is projection of self-hatred. So their inner world is filled with shame and self-loathing. So they project it outwardly. Hate directed at others is really their own self-reflected, self-hate reflected back, but turned into performance of power rather than vulnerability here. So they don't know how to be vulnerable here in any way, shape, or form. You know how to be vulnerable. And even so, you know how to be vulnerable. Your vulnerability scares them. So yet again, they feel like it's an attack on their self-imposed hate that they have created for themselves here. And they want you to feel like them. They want you to feel very closed off, closed-minded like them here. They want to strip away the vulnerability, because being vulnerable helps you or guides you to the love of self. Because if you are aware, if you're open, if you're in an open space surrounding self, let's say you're by yourself and you're opening up yourself to be vulnerable towards self here, well, now you're going to be able to kind of get through all the gunk and all the nastiness and the mushiness here, so that way you can see what's working for you versus what's not working for you. So it's really ideal or very important to be vulnerable for self, not for other people. You don't really have to be for other people, because some people can't understand, or they're not able to decipher your vulnerability. So again, they look at that as a form of a threat, and they will try to destroy you because they're not able to do what you can do, which is become vulnerable. That makes sense? So they turn their performance of power, they rather use their self-hated reflection of self how they hate themselves, they prefer to turn that into performance, which then turns into power for them. And is again, it makes you want to chase them. Well, why you don't like yourself? And why are you always talking like that? And what's going on? You know, they put on a performance because they want you to neglect you, to ignore you, and just focus on them. The next one is inversion of intimacy. Instead of being intimate, or instead of intimacy being safe and nourishing, they invert it. They turn it inwardly, okay? The closer someone gets, the more dangerous it becomes. They weaponize love because vulnerability threatens them. So they strike first, turning tenderness into trauma. Anything that's soft, that's loving, and that's nurturing. It is a foreign object. It is a, what do they call it, a UFO, an unidentified flying object here, okay? How is it that someone like you on a day-to-day, Divine Collective, can operate in love daily? It's like something is not right with you. Something is off with you. They deem that is as inauthentic because they've never experienced it before. And as I mentioned, someone that have never experienced a thing, person, or place before, and they're able to see it in its authentic self or authentic being or authentic state, they're going to try to destroy it, which is why it's imperative to be able to see the signs or to pay attention to the signs in regards to the type of individuals that you may be connected to at that time, okay? So the next one is manipulation through fear. Love is used to lower defenses, then hate is used to instill fear. So in order for them to get you to feel like that they love you, they have to come in and act like as if they do love you. So that's where the mask comes in. They're going to wear many different multitudes of masks until they feel that you are very, very, very comfortable with the mask that they are showing towards you here. The moment that they feel that you have let your hair down or you let your defenses down is a moment where they start to manipulate you through fear. So they want to erase all of the love that you have for self, and they want to repurpose that into a form of fear, but through manipulation here. Okay, so it destabilizes a person psychologically. This is where the psychological mind games come in. When you're seeing something in a certain way, but they keep reassuring you that what you're seeing is not right. They're trying to manipulate you in a certain way to bring forth fear into you. This is where chronic what do you call that again? CPTSD, chronic, help me out. Oh Lord, I'm trying to think of the name. The actual name of it. Oh man. Help me out. I can't think of it right now. CPTSD. I'm trying to, the whole name. It's not clicking right now. Y'all help me out. Let me drink some water. Thank you. Post-traumatic stress disorder. Thank you. I was like, dang, I can't think of it. Yes, CPTSD or PTSD. Thank you. I couldn't think of it, but yes, that's it. Post-traumatic stress disorder, which initially starts first. And then if you don't fix the situation or you don't shift the situation at hand, then eventually it will turn into something much more complex. And anybody that has ever experienced any form of psychological abuse, that is the worst type of abuse that a person can go through. I don't recommend it for anyone to go through that. And it takes a lot to be able to actually heal from that, specifically and especially if it has come to the term of it being in a more chronic or more complex, if that makes sense. So with that being said here, so this constant shift to stabilize others psychologically, that's the end game. They want to mind fuck you, or they want to destroy, we'll just say the calibrations of what makes you you, okay? Okay. So it makes it harder to recognize reality or trust your own perception here, okay? They don't want you to trust yourself, because if you trust yourself, then you're going to see that the game that they're trying to put on you is, you know, it's a game that you need to get out of or you need to disconnect from, okay? Hold on, let me put my iPad for charge. All right, next one is ego preservation. So they can't thrive on genuine connections because it would expose their fragility. They're very fragile in nature, okay? Hate feels safer because it keeps people at a distance. Love is seen as an opportunity to dominate rather than a space to grow. They look at love as a form of, oh, okay, you were doing too much, so that's why I blocked you. Yeah. I'm trying to teach and you being a little disruptive today. So that's why I blocked you. So yeah, I'm not here to play games, y'all. I'm seriously trying to teach y'all stuff. Like, I get it. I come here and I laugh and I hee and ha ha, but when it comes to for me to be serious, it's time for me to be serious. Okay? And right now I'm trying to be serious. I'm not playing games. This is very important information that you need to know to help save your life or to do something great for your life. Okay? So right now is not the time to play. I'm not playing right now. I'm serious. So moving forward here, where was I at? I lost my train of thought. Hold on, let me get it back. Okay, I'm gonna just repeat it and it'll come to me. So manipulation through fear. Love is used to lower defenses, then hate is used to instill fear. Okay, this constant shift destabilizes others psychologically, making it harder to recognize reality or to trust your own perception. So that's what I was saying here. If they're able to get you to go against yourself here, well, then that's going to be a form of self-hate, not self-love. It'll be a form of self-hate, okay? And that's where they want you to be in. They want you to hate yourself because that's how they feel. Remember, birds of a feather flock together. You know what I mean? Hey, Audrey. Birds of a feather flock together. And if more people are coming together on this hate train here and they see that you're not like them, but they're trying to change the way you see it and they're successful, then you know what I mean? So they don't want you to trust your own perception here because you need love to trust yourself. You do. The more you love yourself, the more you're going to be able to trust yourself. The more you love yourself, the more you're going to be able to discern, or your discernment is going to be on fire, if that makes sense. That's all a part of you, of who you are. It is a self-reflection of self, the self-recognition of self. You're recognizing self as such, as the truth, as that you love yourself, and everything is going to start to flow like water. If that makes sense, everything is going to be in its own rightful state in order for you to do whatever it is that you need to do here. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So the next one here is ego preservation. They can't thrive on genuine connection because they can't thrive on genuine connection because it would expose their fragile ego. Their hate feels safer because it keeps people at a distance. Love is seen as an opportunity to dominate rather than a space to grow. So that's what I was saying. So if they see that you love yourself and they know that they hate themselves and they're trying to kind of interject or wean or wedge themselves as to where you are in the loving state here, they feel that they can use their toxicity of love in a way to destroy yourself. Okay, they want you to look at yourself as you don't like yourself. So they'll say things like you're overweight, or you lost a lot of weight, or you shouldn't do this with self, or that's not the right thing to do. They try to get you to think from a conditional point of view when it comes to you. And you can't do that with yourself. You have to think very unconditionally when it comes to self. They're conditional, you're unconditional. Two things. It won't add up. It's always gonna, it's like oil and water. It's like, oh, conditional love, unconditional love. Unconditional love is what it is. It's unlimited. It's copious. It's bountiful. You know what I mean? It's a lot. It's plenitude. It's opulence. You know, with conditional love here, well, I'm just gonna give you what you're gonna get what I give you, or you're that's all I got to offer you, or I don't have that much in me, or well, no one told, you know what I mean? Anything to kind of chip away from the unconditional love that you have. And most of you guys, and correct me if I'm wrong, but for the ones that resonate, of course, most of you guys live a space or in a state of conditional love. That's where you were lived or you were raised under. And that could be for your mother figure, father, brother, sister, uncle, cousin, co-workers, whatever, however here, okay? You were raised to love conditionally. You were raised to feel that love came with certain stipulations, and when it comes to love, there's no stipulation. When it comes to love, again, it's very free flowing. You know what I mean? When you are in a space of love for self here, and they don't want that, so they tend to dominate you so that way they can stunt your growth. Next one is sadistic gratification. Some toxic personalities gain satisfaction not from love itself, but from corrupting it. Let me repeat that. Some toxic personalities gain satisfaction not from love itself, but from corrupting it. Some people get a hard on to notice that you don't love yourself anymore. You're not putting your best foot forward when it comes to you. You're not going to the gym. You're not eating healthy. You're not, whatever. You're not writing, like whatever. Just as examples here. You're not doing the things to help you to become the best version of self. They want to reverse that or revert that to a space where you hate yourself. Because if you hate yourself, I don't care. I don't care how I look. Well, I don't care. And that shows them or feels that they have the power, they're more powerful over you than you are of yourself. And that's not true here. So watching someone's trust, devotion, or compassion collapse feeds their sense of us feeling superior here. So destruction becomes proof of their power. If they destroy you, they feel powerful. If they can't destroy you, they can't feel powerful. If that makes sense. So going back to the title here, they're empty and inefficient. And the reason why they're empty and inefficient, because all they have is hate. And hate is actually a source that actually drains people. And that's all they have to offer. So since that's all they have to offer, well, that's what's been draining them since however long they have been doing, you know what I mean? They have been doing harmful things towards themselves and other people here. They've completely emptied themselves out to the end. They have completely been rendered inefficient, meaning that they're not able to live a certain type of lifestyle that they would like to live here. Their life is completely over as they know it here, and this is why they feel sick. Because if they keep draining out their energy to hate or to do hateful things or to project hateful whatever situations or whatever onto other people and themselves here, eventually they're going to run themselves down. Eventually they're going to stress themselves out. Eventually their body is going to break down. Eventually they're going to become sick here. Yes, and that's where the tower moment comes in with abusive here. This is why they're so confused, because they thought that they could thrive in hate. You can't thrive in hate. You can't. You can try as much as you want. Some people might be a little bit successful with it, and it's not even success from this point of view, but for the way that some people operate in hate here, they really feel like that hate is like their love. Hate is the answer for everything, and it's not here. Hate is very detrimental, or could be detrimental to a lot of people. There is a Japanese scientist, Emoto, something like that, Emoto, I believe his name is. And he did a scientific experiment surrounding water. If you add love to the water, or you speak love or speak life into the water, and then you speak like hateful words into the water. And he did two separate experiments here. And when he started to speak over the water and he put it underneath the microscope, he saw that all of the crystals or the particles of the actual water it was perfect. It was bonded together. It formed. It looked beautiful. It looked like little crystals. But on the opposite side, when he spewed hate onto the water and he put it underneath the microscope, it looked real dirty. It looked disheveled. It wasn't together. It was separated and things of that nature here. So love is very, very, very strong, but not a lot of people are able to experience that, or more so able to project that onto other people here. So this is why you go through a lot of times of people envying you and being very jealous of you here, just because you have love for yourself. But nonetheless here, this is where they are confused. They are confused that you're not rattled by their hate. They are confused that you are unbothered by their hate here. And why them still trying to hate you here, you're still rising above the hate that they're trying to push onto you here. Could be a Capricorn that is alcoholic, okay? Okay. Narcissistic person here. Now they're drinking because they hate themselves. Hear me out. Just hear me out. They're using these certain type of vices here or outlets here because they're trying to escape from the love that they don't have or the love that they cannot hold within themselves. So when they do these certain types of acts with these vices here, what they're doing is they're eventually breaking down their body. It's a form of self-hate. Yes, it is. I'm not saying that you can't drink and, you do your little reefer and all that. You can do all that. Just do it in moderation. But this person is past the stage of moderation. This is like overkill. If that makes sense, they're overdoing it. They're overindulging in these systems here. I'll put it that way. And these systems here because they're trying to fill their hate with, they're trying to fill the void with whatever that's missing, which is love. And you had the love that you were willing and open to give to them, and they did not want it. When they did receive the love, yet again, they thought it was very foreign, which is why they tried to destroy you, because they did not understand how can someone like you have so much love in your heart, if that makes sense. So they looked at you as the enemy here, and they thought that you were very untrustworthy. So that's where the paranoia sets in, where they think that you are going to get them before they can get to you. They feel like that you have some form of deceitful ways. They feel like that you are lying to them. They feel like that the things that you are doing or saying is not true. So they look at you as the op only because you're operating in love. That's from the psychological aspect as to why narcissistic individuals react or operate in the way that they operate here. We have witchcraft, and then we have black magic here. So for the ones that resonate, because not everybody do spell work, okay? But for the ones that were doing spell work on you here, they thought that if they can tie you through love, so they were doing love spells or love magic on you for the ones that did it, okay? They paid people to do love spells on you because they wanted you to love them a certain way, but it was already in you to love them a certain way, but they could not see that, which is why, yet again, they wasted resources and tools and things of that nature here to get you to love them in a certain way. And when that did not happen and you pulled away because you saw them for the hate that they have of themselves here, then they started to become much more obsessive towards you here because, see, burnt out and mental illness. Their mental illness is showing. They think love has to be a certain way, and love is very free flowing. Love is not a certain way. It's found in every which way possible. It's found in animals. It's found in humans. It's found in plants. I mean, you can even cook your food with love. You can read with love. You can dance with love. You can sleep with love. Like, it's so many different ways that you can operate in love, if that makes sense. So because they thought that they had you under some form of a spell, and they did not, it was an illusion. That's what a spell is. A spell is an illusion. It's not real. It's not real. Yet again, they keep thinking that you're not real, which is the reason why they did the love spell on you, because they thought that your love was not real. They thought your love was conditional. Does that make sense? So this is why they spent eons and eons and eons and eons of money here to get you to love them in a certain way. And at the end of it all, once you finally saw it for what it is, they burnt out themselves. Now you are the enemy. You was always the enemy, but now they're making it more publicly known that you are the enemy. You should have stayed with me. You should have been down with me. You should have been with me through all my flaws and da 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 da. No, sometimes love can get you unalive. Let's talk about it. Sometimes you can't give love to everybody. Sometimes you have to share, or not even share. Sometimes you have to be very selective when it comes to your love, because not everybody is willing to accept the love as such, which is you, the truth. That's the truth of your love, the truth of your nature, the truth of yourself. And some people can't handle that. Yet again, when most people don't understand a situation that's foreign, or it becomes ignorant to them, they're going to destroy it because they don't understand it. It's like a little child trying to read for the first time. This is just an example. And you're giving them all the tools and resources that they need to ensure that they're able to read that sentence there. And in some cases here, that little child may throw a tantrum, or they may throw the book, or they may yell or scream because they're not able to connect what they are seeing. They're not able to understand what they're seeing. So the first thing they want to do is they want to oppress it, if that makes sense. So this is what they're trying to do. They don't understand your love. They don't understand the love of you here. And this is why they're trying to oppress you, because they don't understand the love that you are emitting here. So all the things that they have done here has now placed them in a situation of feeling emotionally exhausted and depressed. Not only that, financial failure, which has now placed them in legal matters, because all they did was lie about you, to you, behind your back. They lied about you all the way around here. And other people are seeing that, which goes back to the title, which is why they feel so empty and inefficient, because people see them for the liar that they are. Could be a Gemini. Take it how it resonates. It's a low vibrational Gemini. So far we have Capricorn, and so far we have Gemini here, okay? So these are people that lash out when they don't feel loved, okay? You are loved. You are the epitome of love, and they lash out because you're no longer giving it to them. And the moment that you were giving the love to them, they wanted you to chase them with your love. They wanted you to chase them with your love. Make it make sense? So they become cold-hearted here, and karma starts to speed up here, because yet again, they feel your love is a form of hate. That makes sense. The way they think is inverted. It's the opposite. That's why they do a lot of things in reverse, if that makes sense. This is why they feel that you are the enemy and you're out to get them and you're going to do this towards them, and you're not doing anything but just wanting to live life. You're not going to survive. You're going to thrive. They're surviving. They're surviving with hate. You're thriving with love. Love cannot thrive in survival mode. It cannot. You can try as much as you can, but you need to get out of that mentality or that mindset when it comes to surviving with love. It's going to be tough. I've done it for years, and I know some of y'all can relate. Okay, you know what? Let me just love on them. Okay, and you're in survival mode, and you keep trying to love on someone that is placing you or keeping you in survival mode. Eventually, that love is going to run out. Like they say, love don't pay. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it do, sometimes it doesn't. But in this instance, a point of view here, the love that you had for them, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. This is why they chastise you every chance that they got when it came to you giving the love that they never had or experienced or received before here, which has now landed them in jail. A physical jail, a mental jail, a psychological jail, a spiritual jail. They're jailed, or they are encapsulated in many different aspects when it comes to their life here. And this is why you're receiving your justice here, because you were able to see, yes, you went through hateful moments and hateful experiences. I promise you, I get that. I can relate. But you were able to grow past that or push past that. And this is why you are getting the justice that you so deserve, because you're finally realizing that you needed to put all of the love that you have been giving towards other people here, and you are putting it within yourself. That is the truth of you. The love you have for self is the truth of you. And not only you, but other people are going to see they're going to spot it miles and miles and miles away just how much you love yourself. The glow is one example. The way that you speak is another example. The way that you operate and you show up on the day-to-day is going to show effortlessly. And they'll be like, dang, yeah, that person love themselves. They look fresh, they look clean, they take care of themselves, they always have a smile on their face, they always, you know what I mean? It's going to show. This is why they're receiving the karma here, because they lied on you. Oh, that person's not a loving person, or that person is hateful, or that person did this to me, that person did that to me. You didn't do not one flying fart towards this narcissistic freak. That's what they are. They're narcissistic in nature, and they're a freak of nature. They are despicable, if you ask me. And you have competition in reverse here. So they're trying to compete. They want you to compete with their hate. They want you to compete with their hate. Make it make sense. I want you to compete for this, for hate. Hate breaks down things. It truly do. So we have sneaky here. They're trying to be sneaky by trying to readjust or to reaffirm that you are just like them, and everything that they have done. This is where the fake pages are coming in, and they are texting you and putting all different types of foolishness underneath your, your channels or wherever, however, or whatever here. And they thinking that you're supposed to fight back and argue with them. That's what they want, because they need for you to desperately prove that they are not empty and inefficient. That's what they need for you to prove. They won't come out and tell you that, but they need for you to prove as such. So this is why they're feeling heartbroken and they're not able to express their emotions, because you're not giving them a platform or space to be able to express that. If you were to give them a space or a platform to express their emotions, it will be filled with nothing but hate, not love, not patience, not any of that. It will be filled with nothing but hate. That's why they're so desperate to get into underneath your skin or trying to come around you and trying to knock you off your square or knock you off your block here, because they're pretending. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. And they can pretend to never worry. And your high self-esteem, it really annihilates them. It truly do. It annihilates them to no end. It's like, well, how can you be so high vibrant all the time? What do you mean? I don't get this, and I can't do this, and I can't say this. Yeah, that's where the love comes in. The love creates a boundary or a block where people are not going to be able to affect you in the way that they think that they can. You are affecting them because they can't be what you are. If that makes sense. It's cool when they do it, but when you do it, oh, now you the villain. I can't believe you. Oh, I can't believe you won't chase after my toxicity. Oh, I can't believe you won't listen to what I got to say. Oh, I can't believe you won't allow me to manipulate you. Oh, I can't believe you won't allow me to control you. This is how they sound when they be doing this foolishness towards other people. They sound like a plumb fool. That's what they sound like here. Could be a low vibrational Aquarius. That's stuck, low vibrational, okay? Low vibrational Aquarius that's stuck here and are afraid of you because you're not playing into their games. Well, if you don't play into their game, what happens? When a game ends, it's over, right? So if you're not partaking in the game that they specifically made for you, and you see the game and you kick that MF to the side, or you just toss it to the trash, wherever you need to put it at, now they feel unemployed in your life. If that makes sense, they no longer have a space in your life. They're no longer hired to be in your life. They're no longer an employee of your life. You fired them. You got them out of here. So now, and they can't even collect unemployment. And this is a figurative and more so physical, actual thing. So this individual who has spent all of their time, effort, and energy here, they're now unemployed, physically unemployed, spiritually unemployed, psychologically unemployed. They're unemployed in many different ways here. And now they're trying to figure out how they can reaccrue, or how they can regenerate some form of abundant energy back into their life. But they can't do it if they are operating from a space of hate, is what I'm trying to explain to you guys, which then makes them in return their own worst enemy. So now they got to smoke, and now they got to take a couple or many, and now they're stumbling over their words and whatever, however here, because they're trying to fill the void of whatever it is they think is missing. So they're going to have to take that, how that resonates here. And it's sad because they thought you were a sucker for love, and maybe you were. Like I said, I'm on y'all team. I'm on y'all side, Divine Collector. I will never judge y'all because I know y'all are wanting to operate in a space of love. So there's no reason to judge love. You can't judge love. You can judge hate, though, if that makes sense. So I would never judge y'all because I know y'all really are trying to do what you can to ensure you're able to get in a very peaceful space in your life. But with that said here, they thought that you were a sucker for love. They thought that you would just take whatever that they gave to you. They thought that they can suck the love out of you. I could even look at it that way, sucker for love. And they thought that you were this great being or grand person here that they can just take and siphon from you, take all the love out of you. They utilize your love in a very nasty way, a haphazard way. They give it to another person, and then that person, this is where the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth parties come in here. Now that this person, they're giving the love. So you gave the love to them, and they completely waste it. And they give it to another person, and that person sees where they're getting the love from. Now this is where envy starts in with third parties and fourth parties. And sometimes you're not even aware that another person ain't liking you here because you're trying to figure out, yo, who was that person? Sometimes you don't even be aware of the person who don't like you, but because of what the person that you initially gave the love to, what they're doing with your love here, it creates a form of envy or obsession here, which can actually end up very deadly. So that's why it's important to ensure you can't give love to everybody. As much as I would love to, I promise you, you just can't. Not in this day and age. Not everybody is worthy of your love, because some or most will destroy the love that you give to them and destroy it to the point where, hey, you're in a very, 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 compromising position. So I'm just saying. I get it. How do you pronounce that? Corundrum? Sorry if I mispronounced that, but states on TikTok, how I became a third party is still beyond me. Listen, I I get it. I agree with you. I don't have any words for that, honestly, but I do agree with you. I don't know. I agree with you, though. Yes, I agree with you. Spiritual awakening is in reverse. Yeah, it is speechless. It do make you speechless. But with that being said here, spiritual awakening is in reverse. And yeah, they never spiritually awakened, but you have. You spiritually awakened because you decided to put the love back into yourself. I'm tired of this. I'm not going to do this again. I've learned my lesson. Let me take time to pour into me. Let me take care of myself. That's a form of love. Of course, the spiritual aspect of self is going to awaken because you're pouring into it. Your spirit is there for a reason. Your spirit is that inner GPS to help guide you through troubled waters and even calm waters, however that resonates for you. But that's why you were assigned a spirit to self, if that makes sense. Okay, you're a spirit having a human experience. This is why Source is here, God, universe, Jesus is here to help, to connect you to the bigger parts or the bigger picture of everything here to help awaken you to love self. If that makes sense. They wanted to destroy your spirit. They wanted to desecrate your spirit. They wanted to do anything possible to ensure that you were not connected to self or the spirit of self. That's why you were having a hard time to awaken, especially if you live in a family dynamic where it's nothing but hate. They're fighting amongst each other. They're stealing from each other. They're sleeping with people's men and women. Within, you know what I mean? Like I think family is the worst thing ever, for real. If you've lived a life like that, if you experience a life of family fucking you over in a very negative way, I think family is the worst type of experience that one can experience if you've experienced that before. Because for me, from my points of view here, family should be is the foundation as to where everything is supposed to be created, or the foundation of where things are supposed to be originated from. And not everyone has been honored to have a family of positivity or love or whatever the case may be here. Some of us went through some really harsh upbringing surrounding toxic family dynamics here. They are the epitome of toxic love. They are the ones that show you toxic love, but yet again, they have their own traumas too, which they're still responsible for. Just because someone went through something traumatic does not give them the right to inflict or project their traumas on other people. If that makes sense, they're still responsible for healing themselves or taking the time to do what they need to do to ensure that they don't create a cycle or of generational toxic traumas in this way. Somebody eating pancakes, so I'm smelling pancakes. I'm smelling potatoes. I'm like an omelet. Somebody get like a real big breakfast. Maybe you went to Denny's or you think about going to Denny's. I just see like a big breakfast. Then I see like a coffee mug. Somebody eating a really big breakfast. That's what I smell. Okay, I smell it and I see it. And it look good. It look good. Give me some. Anywho, so this is where addictions come in, okay? They want you to be addicted to toxic love and conditional. Like when I was growing up, my mother will always used to tell me, I won't hit you. So when I get closer to her, she will hit me, but it will send signals, mixed signals in my mind, because I'm like, well, you told me you ain't gonna hit me. And when I get close to you, then you hit me. So I was like, that always bothered me. I didn't understand why it was the way it was when I were younger, but now I understand it. And I'm like, oh, okay. She was trying to create mixed signals or send mixed signals. That was a form of toxic love. Yeah, this is the love I want to give to you, but it's conditional on these terms in that kind of way. So once I was able to separate from them and understand what she was doing here, I got a bigger epiphany or spiritual awakening because I decided to love myself. I decided to sit with myself and to see why things were happening in the way that it was happening here, and it awakened me spiritually. If that makes sense. Someone's from Perryville, Perry, Perryville. All right, we have secrets here. Their secret is they're inefficient. They can no longer use you. They can't. They want to use your love and turn it destructive. Out of here. Hell nah. Now they have trust issues towards you. Oh, I can't trust the collective. Oh, the collective is this, the collective is that. Yeah, because you've established boundaries. And most people don't like the boundaries that you establish because it puts them in a position where they know that they can't cross it. And if they do cross it, they know that there's something behind that they won't be able to handle. So this is why they don't like the boundaries that you create. But some people like to go above or across your boundaries and thinking that you the two or the three to play with, and you're not. You're always going to be the one. And the moment that they're able to slip through the boundary there, something yanked them back so profound. They be like, oh, yeah, I should have never done that. And that's where that's probably where you are currently. You're in the stage where people keep playing with you and keep fucking with you, and they have crossed your boundaries. And the moment that they get a little whiff or a little taste of crossing your boundaries here, yeah, they get cut back really, really harshly. And they don't like that. So now they're singing another tune or another sound. How you're this and you're that, and you should be this, and you can't be trusted, and you're doing spell work on them, and you're doing this, and you're doing that, and you're not doing any of those things. They gotta make you look like the bad guy, but yet they're the one that's plotting on you while they're being the bad guy. Somebody eating Lay's potato chips, or it could be what is it? It's onion, the green one, sour cream and onion. I'm also tasting that. You could be eating sour cream and onion chips, so that could be your favorite. Or maybe you made a dip or something. I'm also seeing spinach dip as well. Okay, hidden agenda and sudden changes. The sudden changes here is that they're homeless. But the homelessness starts with self. That's where it starts. They don't feel home to self. They've completely left that home. They've abandoned self. They're looking for a home outside of self. That's where you come in. They want to destroy your home of self because theirs is already destroyed. So since you've completely closed that chapter and they're looking for another person to replace you to find that home outside of self, well, now it's time for them to return back to the home of self. Again, it's empty and inefficient. They have no energy. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to get out the situation. Wow, that's why they're freaking out. Yeah, they are crazy within or chaotic within. And they wanted to leave that space or that place within themselves. They wanted to go outside themselves. I don't like where I'm living. That makes sense. They don't like where they're living within themselves. So they look for an escape, other people. And it cost them their life. It truly did. Stuck energy, literally and figuratively. It cost them their life. Somebody eating ramen, or you like ramen? We have Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. So any of these signs, however it resonates. I'll take you up on that. So Angela Denise states on TikTok, they better go heal. I ain't the one to play with. I'm just going to take the first part. They better go heal. Where are they going to store the healing in? Or where can they store the healing space in? They don't have a space for that because they don't make space for that. So someone that wants another person to heal, and I agree with you here. It'll be really great for them to heal, but if they're not honoring that space or opening up a space to be able to heal, then it's going to be very hard for them to heal, which is why they feel like that they can play with individuals such as yourself, if that makes sense. Well, I don't want to heal. Well, you need to heal me, and you need to do this, and you need to do that. And this is where they become so dependent on you here because they feel like that you are responsible for their healing, and you're not. You're not. I do agree with you. I agree with you. They do need to heal. But will they heal? I don't think so. I feel like they're just far too gone. And specifically surrounding narcissism here, I feel like that they're so far gone that it's really psychologically, it really fucked with their mind. It really did. Yeah, they must be crazy for real. I strongly feel that. All the little sense that they had left, it left. It left because they were trying to get you to engage in something that wasn't true. They tried to engage you into something that was nothing but illusions. And you don't live in illusions. You don't live in lies because that's what illusions are. Illusions are lies. And you don't operate from a space of lies. You operate from a space of truth, which is why they're suffering in silence. They are. That's why some of you guys went through some really harsh experiences here because you didn't understand. And I get it because I was there too. And they loved the fact that you didn't understand or couldn't comprehend what they were putting you through. That's why some of you guys may say, why me? Why am I going through this? Well, now you understand it from a psychological standpoint as to why you were going through what you're going through. And now your faith should uprise, or it should evolve. Your intuition should evolve now. Now you got the faith to move forward. Now you understand it. So now you're able to take these tools or these gems and you're able to use it in a very beautiful or positive way. And it's going to do nothing but make you grow in a very positive way. Your intuition is going to be on fire. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see that a mile away. Yeah, you know what? You know, thank you. You know, your intuition is going to drive the faith to keep moving forward. And it's going to make you do things that even you thought that you couldn't do. That's what the faith is going to do for you. And that's what they didn't want you to have. Sometimes with faith requires wisdom. Yes, sometimes. Sometimes you need to be aware as to what is what or what is going on or how things work or operate, however it resonates here. But it definitely helps that if you have wisdom with some sort of information here, it's going to help you to grow your faith. And if you have an unshakable faith, cannot one dusty MFer do anything to put you in a very compromising position at all. They cannot. Stingy is in reverse. They can't, they won't be able to do it. Financial success is in reverse. That's why they're struggling. They think because they have money or they have resources or whatever here, that you are supposed to abide by their rules, their conditional rules, or you're supposed to do what they say. No. Negative. That ain't gonna work, little dog. Rest is in reverse, which is why they can't rest, which is why they're having nightmares, which is why they keep looking behind their back to see who's aware as to the, who they truly are in nature here. They are the one that destroyed their life, not you. Not you. You had the one thing, you were the last opportunity or the last hope to get them to shift or change their life in a better way, and they said no. And that is okay. Look, belong to the streets. Tomfoolery is like foolishness, like things that just don't make sense. Silliness. That's what tomfoolery is. Belong to the streets. They kicked themselves out into the streets. They did, with their nasty ways, their nasty, vile ways. This is why they can't rest. A message is coming. The message is that they can't rest. The message is that they put all their dirty laundry into the middle of the street, and now everybody is seeing the type of attire that they love to wear. If that makes sense, it's very toxic in nature. Could be a Pisces, however it resonates. A Pisces that was trying to hide something from you. Okay, let's see what they were trying to hide. What was this Pisces trying to hide? Okay, well, they're a hood rat. Hey, they do street things, outside things. Okay, that's what they were hiding from you. They may have came off as if they were more intelligent than you. They had more than you. Again, these people think things are a competition. Okay, life is not a competition. Why would you compete with your life? For what reason and for who? Just because someone don't like you and someone is trying to size you up doesn't mean you should be competing with them. For what reason? Because the only thing they have to offer is their life. And we all know their life is not on the up and up, which is the reason why they don't mind gambling with what they have or maybe what they don't have, which is their life. They don't have their life in order. They don't have their affairs in order. They don't have anything surrounding their life in an upstanding way. So if that's the only thing that they have left or they perceive of self, yeah, they want to gamble with it. And in some cases, people gamble with yours. Stay away from these type of individuals. Stay away from these riffraffs. That's what they are. Tis what it is. They're riffraffs. I don't care. They riffraffs. Shit. They don't mean you no good. Come on, gamble. That's all they have is to gamble with lies in their life. Trying to put you in some real crazy positions here. Toxic family and illegal activity. What's this one in the back? Insomnia wants you to be like them. Not being able to sleep at night. You losing all this weight or you gaining all this weight. Your life is in a topsy-turvy, upside down while they're sitting there snickering and laughing at you. Absolutely not. No way. No ma'am and no sir. And then get mad at you because they stressed out because you refuse to help them get out of the hole that they dig for themselves or they dug for themselves. Leave them right there in the hole they dug for themselves. Let them figure it out. Because after they dug the hole, they went and they hid. This is figuratively speaking. After they dug the hole for you specifically, they went ahead and they hid the tools so that way you can get out the hole. They don't even remember where they hid the tools at. And this is figuratively speaking here because they lie so damn much. And a liar has no memory, which is the reason why they lie so damn much. Wheel of Fortune, cloak. So while they're trying to cloak their foolishness behind your back here, You're on the up and up here, and things are starting to take off for you, however that resonates. Test. Test is in reverse. They failed the test. There's no more tests. You passed the test. They failed the test. But they administered the test to you. They had the so-called answers to the test. So maybe they didn't have the answers to the test. Maybe you were the key to the answers of the test. Maybe you were the one that were actually giving them the test. You both were being tested in many different forms and ways. But you were able to pass the test that they gave to you. They weren't able to receive the answers or have the answers for the test that they administered towards you. So it could be spun in many different ways. But you passed the test. And they looking at you like, wait, but I created the test. No, wait, but I sat here and I, you know, back then, well, I don't know if you are a teacher or just remember teachers back in the day when they would have that separate piece of paper or a teacher's plan and they would have all the tests. And your Scantron is here and they have the, you know, the bubble answers here. And they're looking at your answers that from what they have created in there. You know what I mean? So you were the teacher. And they were also the teacher in your life. They were. You both were teachers, but many different aspects of it here. But they failed this test miserably, and they have to do this over next lifetime, and next lifetime, and next lifetime. And the reason why I keep saying next and next and next lifetime here is because they have accrued so much karma, so much negative karma, that before they're even able to live in an abundant space of self, they have to take care of this karma, or they have to pay back this karma here. And it's going to be a couple lifetimes, next maybe 15, 20 lifetimes. So they got to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again until they learn this lesson. And I'm telling you now, they ain't going to learn it for the next couple of lifetimes. It's a return to sender. When someone gambles with themselves or gamble with their life and they don't have a purpose of self, if you catch my drift, they're returned to the source that they came from. If you catch my drift, you see that little light right here? See that little light shining right here? You see it? They're being returned to source. And that could be spun in many different ways. Their game of life that they know it is over. Their game of life that they know it as or such, it's over. Don't let nobody run down your time. Don't let nobody play with your time. Don't let people play with you, period. Because that's the one thing we can't get back is time. And they tried everything possible to destroy or run down your time. And that could be spun in many different ways. Don't allow anyone to do this foolishness towards you anymore. You learned your lesson? Yes. That's the outcome that I want for you, is that you are able to learn your lesson and you're able to move forward. And by you moving forward here, you're able to regain some of that time or regenerate some of that time in however way that resonates for you. The Tower, yes. Okay. And yes, ma'am, they sure will be judged, of course. Hey, Cool Karma, you welcome. Hey, y'all. You welcome. They in that tower and they trying to get out. They have nowhere to get out. They're trying. Then nobody won't help me. Nobody with this. Nobody is helping them because they placed themselves there. They were so inquisitive to the point that it was detrimental to their own well-being. Let me say that again. These narcissistic individuals were so inquisitive to destroy themselves and other people that they are the one that created a tower for themselves. They did, not you, boo. Don't take responsibility for how their life is falling apart. That has nothing to do with you. Don't feel bad because they can't get their shit together. That has nothing to do with you. You attempted, you tried many times, many occasions to assist this individual, and they did nothing but try to slap you in your face, figuratively, literally, spat in your face, literally or figuratively. They don't want your help. Thank you, all right? Move forward with life. They don't want your help. That's okay. They can't force you to do what you don't want to do. They cannot. That's the hell on them. You got ancestor money here. So maybe for whoever resonates, okay? If you're wanting to burn ancestor money for your ancestors, go ahead and do it. Maybe you just purchase some, okay? However resonates. Or maybe your ancestors want some ancestor money. Maybe you promised them that and you didn't give it yet. So if that's you, whoever I'm speaking to, if you're asking for a request from your ancestors and you haven't burnt this money yet, you better go ahead. Go ahead and burn that money for them, okay? That's not for everybody, of course, because not everybody's going to do that. But yeah. Let's see what else. I'm hearing the word sea cucumber, or a sea anemone. Maybe you like those type of like exotic fishes or whatever. I don't know. Or seafood. I don't know. But I'm hearing the name sea anemone and then a sea cucumber. Maybe you cook with it. I don't know. I've never had it. I don't know if it's edible. I don't know. That's just what I heard. So maybe that's your favorite thing, okay? Is burn the money the same as spend it? I do have some ancestor money. I just don't know where it is right now. I will show you it. I don't know where I put it at. I don't know where I put my ancestor money at. Also, I would have showed you. But no, it's not real money. It's actual money that's made for your ancestor that has passed on. And you burn ancestor money to help to heal the bloodline of your finances in that way. So it's like you're pouring, you're putting interest into your spiritual bank. That's what ancestor money is for. To help to clear up things, blockages, things of that nature. That's okay. I understood what you were saying. No worries. I get you, boo. So we have anxiety and we have sister here, okay? So a sister figure is having anxiety here because they're filled with bills. There is a child that's getting ready to be taken from a sister if this sister has a child. And the reason why I say that is because a child is on here, okay? So if you have a sister that has a child or children here, they could be taken away from the state or to the state, or they could be taken away from this home or removed from a home here. So y'all gonna have to take that how that resonate. Yeah, judgment. Yep. And then loss. Wow, loss of power. Wow. Yeah, there's a sister whose kids is getting ready to be taken away. Loss of judgment. Or sorry, loss of power and judgment. Dang. Ooh, girl. Oh, we got a phone call here. What about this phone call? I don't want to say what I'm thinking, but let me just clarify. What's this phone call? Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. We have compass. Money magnet is in reverse. Compass is upright with a phone call here. So this sister figure is looking for money or searching for money and could be doing strange things for money. And is going to put them in a compromising position here. Okay, what's that? Denied. Yeah. Yeah, this is bad. They're being rejected for money or they can't pay their bills. And they're being guided to do lower level things. They may use themselves, use their body to get money, and it's going to compromise them. What the all right, it got crime here. Oh, Lord. Okay, let me get out there. Oh, Lord, child. Ooh. Oh, ooh. Ooh, what the hell? I was not expecting to read the turn that damn dark. We got 9 of Swords and 9 of Wands. Oh, Lord, child. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I'm not going to tap that deep, but yeah. So they're going down for a crime. A sister figure. Devil is here with the 10 of Swords. Yep, you're going to be aware of this. A mother figure is aware. So a mother figure could be hiding what's happening. We have the Moon, 10 of Swords, and the Devil here. Could be a Capricorn, could be a Cancer sign. This is why this child is going to be removed. I mean, oh man. I'm hearing torturing a child. All right, let me see if I can switch out of this. Let me switch out this energy. It's getting a little too dark and I ain't trying to read too dark. All right, let me switch out. It's a little too dark. Okay. All right, okay. 9 of Pentacles. So the child will be okay. I'll just put it that way. I'm going to end it there. Oh, no. Okay, never mind. My spirit said no, keep going. Okay, spirit. God damn. All right. 9 of Pentacles. It's going to be a happy ending. Home, success. This child will grow grow up in a luxurious of love, like mindset in that kind of way. So you may take the child in. If not, please don't say anything negative. It's a baby. It's a child, okay? If you're not, that's fine. But don't be nasty, okay? It's a child we're talking about, all right? But all in all, the ending of it here is that this child will be in a safe space or safe arms, okay? Whether you take them in or someone else. But however it resonates, the ending is pretty good, okay? I actually like the fact that the 9 of Pentacles came out. So it's like this child's been going through some things. And after everything is said and done, they're going to be in the 9 of Pentacles here. And they're not naive at all. So they're fully aware in regards to what is happening here. Yeah, right time jumping in. So police or whoever, however, authorities are going to jump right in at the right time. The nick of time. Yeah, bad vibes. This sibling here is scared of change because of what has happened here. And they're going to try to use victim mentality. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. And they meant everything of it, which is why they're getting ready to be locked up. Or there's going to be some kind of like an overdose surrounding this sibling here with shame. There's going to be some form of a ending for that sibling there because of the things they're doing. Okay, good. All right, good. We have vitality and positivity here. Could be a Leo or a Taurus. Yeah, the ending is really good, okay? Really, really good. Hey, Miss Blacklisted. Hey, Fabia. Somebody could be a Leo or Taurus. They could be responsible for this. Or a Leo or Taurus is going to save the day. Somebody could be watching a show called ER. It's an older show back in the 90s. It's a really good show. It's a series, but it's really good. We have love here. A Libra. Yeah, things are balanced out. Passion. Yeah. Strong Leo. High vibrational Leo, though. Not low vibrational. Strong, high vibrational Leo. And protection is here. Okay. Could be an Aries. But yeah. All right, Spirit, can we change the subject? You keep talking about this child, and I keep hearing what they need to know, and I'm like, ugh. Give me a sec, y'all. Golly. We have no, so they're not going to get away with this, okay? Okay, certain, yeah, certain. Spirit is certain they won't get away with this. You may have a pet, or you think about getting a new pet, or you could be purchasing land. You could be wanting to build your own home from like the ground up. You may be going to a concert or want to go to a concert. You may be getting a kitten. Okay. Hey, Mystic. Thank you. Yeah, see, it say children. Maybe you're getting a cat for kids. Yeah, children new. No matter how many times I try to spin it, it just keeps coming out, but it's the end, but a positive end. It's like a turnaround, a positive turnaround, a positive end, okay? We listen to the group Genesis with Phil Collins. I'm hearing the song Follow You, Follow Me. That's by Genesis. It's a really good song. Really, really good song. All right, we have eat, and then we have earth. Eat and earth, okay? Okay, so earth, eat. So abundance, earth is more of like earthly things, earthly possessions, like abundance of food. So yeah, you're going to be eating good, or you're going to be living good, if that makes sense. Thank you, Empress. Thank you, boo. Yeah, story. Your story is going to be all over. Yes, it is. Then we have war, and then we have air. Could be an air sign that's trying to war against you, or trying to follow you to put you in some form of like a war type of thing. Like they try to mark you, but they end up marking themselves. The whole town is going to know about this. You could be listening to Teddy Pendergrass. I'm hearing the whole town's laughing at me. That's by Teddy Pendergrass. You're going to hear about someone, oh man, you're going to hear about someone getting in a car accident? Dang. They may lose a limb or a leg. Yeah, shit, picture. You're going to see. Wow. Whoever this air sign is that keep coming for you, that keep doing things behind your back here, and some kind of a car accident, they may lose a limb. But they're going to be responsible for this accident here. What the because mug and sell is here. Mugshot, sell, mugshot and sell. Your life is going to feel very colorful, or you're going to live life in color. You could be watching and living color. So if someone was tampering with your car here or doing foolish things towards your car, that energy is being sent back to them. Ooh. It's just, yeah, it's just. Yep, enough's enough. Everything's going to be corrected. That might be the only thing they have left. It could be living out their car, and they could be driving to go somewhere, and then just bam, you know, that happens in that way. We have Gemini. Oh, we have Libra, strong air sign for this car accident here. Low vibrational though. They drive very erratic though. They're not, they don't know how to drive. But we have Taurus is here. We have Capricorn. We have Sagittarius. We have Pisces. Who is this trash? I don't know you. We have Scorpio. We have Leo. Capricorn. I know B2. Gemini. Cancer. Okay, so if that resonates with you guys, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Don't forget to grab your copy of this book here. I don't have time for trash, child. I just don't. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. You are truly appreciated. As I mentioned, I want the best for you guys as much as you want the best for you, okay? So we're on the same wavelength. You want the best for you, I want the best for you. So with that being said here, go out there and be the best person that you can be. Go out there and be freaking great. You're here to make a difference in the world, however that resonates for you. You're here to shift the dynamics in this world here. It's too much hate that's going on, and now you're in a position where you can celebrate, or you can spread the love that you have for yourself and the ones that truly deserve your love here. Okay, so yet again, thank you so much for your immense support. Thank you for the gifts. It's truly appreciated. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, TikTok. Yes, I'll see you on the next one. Bye, Instagram and Facebook. See you later. And yes, love you guys. Y'all go out there and be great. Grab this book. Thank you for the tip as well, the donations, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya.